So I need to share the story with you about my Marine Corps Bootcamp experience. So we are at the last thing that we have to do, which for the Marine Corps is called the Crucible. It's the culminating event where you do several tasks that is designed to simulate battle. Those tasks include all kinds of stuff that really push you and they really stress you and they really test your fortitude. It really tests your attitude. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be tired. You're going to be sleepy. You're going to be cold or hot or wet or whatever it is. It sucks. It's uncomfortable and it takes place over a few days. With that said, we have gotten to the place where all we have to do is finish in this last event that we have, which had something to do with digging a fighting hole, and then get up in the morning, do an 8 to 10 mile ruck march, and it's on to the Warriors Breakfast where you are done. You're completed Marine Corps Boot Camp and you are a Marine. Well, as we're digging this fighting hole, of course, this will happen to me. We are covering it up because we're done. I step out of the fighting hole, slip, fall back in the fighting hole, and I feel my ankle pop. I never felt anything like that. And instantly I knew my ankle was broken. And I started screaming. The docs come and get me. They whisked me off the sick call. Took them forever to pull off my boot. My ankle is swollen. Another, I don't remember what he was, maybe another drill instructor comes up to me and says, hey, you got a decision to make. Hey, your ankle's bum. Yeah, I don't think you're going to make it, but if you don't, you're done. You're done. That means you're going to have to freaking start over all the way over in the boot camp, or you can try to push yourself through this. I was like, yeah, that's an easy decision. I'm going to push through it. So with that said, I'm still in a ton of pain. It took me 20 minutes to get my boot back on and my ankle is swollen. I get back to my troops. Everybody sleep. And I just sleep on, it's super cold that night too. And I just sleep on top of my gear because I just didn't have the strength to open it up and get into my sleeping bags. A few hours later, we get up and we are getting in formation and step off on this ruck march. Ruck march is just where you walk with all your gear for miles and miles and miles. So as we get in formation, I could barely stand. I couldn't put any weight on my leg and I'm going, how in the world are we going to do this? Now my platoon, my squad was up first. We were out front. And maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes in, I'm falling back. Another 20 minutes, I'm falling back further. 20 minutes after that, I'm the last person in this. Now, I need you to understand ruck marches take hours and hours and hours. Now, I know that I have to complete this to complete Marine Corps Boot Camp. My drill instructor finds me. He comes back to the back and says, hey, McNeil, what are you doing back here? Sir, my ankle. He knew what the story was. He's like, no excuses. Are you going to make it or not? I don't know. He says, good answer. He walks forward and I'm still going, but I'm falling further and further back. Maybe 10, 15 minutes later, he comes back and says, McNeil, you gonna make it? I don't know. He said, sounds about right. He goes back up to where the rest of my platoon was. Maybe 40 minutes later, I have no idea how far we've gone. I have no idea how much further we have to go. I don't know what's going on. All I can do is focus on this pain in my ankle that feels numb. He says, McNeil, are you gonna freaking make it? I said, sir, yes, I am. He said, finally, get up there. I was like, get up there. I can barely walk. He says, get up there. I'm pushing, and I'm pushing. He's walking, he's yelling next to me, and I'm super frustrated. I'm trying to stop tears from coming down my eyes. And then he says to me, McNeil, you will not be last. Man, ain't nobody else is going through what I'm going through. This sucks. And so I passed one person. I passed maybe 2 or 3 people, and I passed a handful of other people. I'm not last. And he says, hey, get up there. He's just pushing me. And I'm in so much pain. I can't feel my leg anymore. And then I look up and I realize that we're coming around the corner to the parade deck. He says, look up. And I'm looking up finally because I was looking down the entire time. He's like, you freaking made it. Get up there. I get up there to my troops. I can barely stand. I am trembling as I'm trying to stand on one leg. And I remember whatever it was, we got to the point where we're standing there and they tell us to put our hands out, and they hand me an Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. I'd made it. The reason I tell you that story is because Marine Corps Boot Camp is tough, but the thing that makes it special is the people who push you, who believe in you when you don't believe or think that you can do it yourself. I just want to say Marine Corps is an awesome outfit, but it's the people that make it special. That's my story. Being a U.S. Marine, listen, simplify to anybody who's had an opportunity to serve. I appreciate the ones who are serving. Remember that the goal is growth. Growth happens in the journey. Enjoy it.